Spoils of Conquest are a raid currency that you use to buy raid weapons at the vendor after a raid. With the addition of deep sight harmonizers, we can now spend 15 spoils to generate a red border on a raid weapon that drops without it. In this raid video, I'm going to show you how to get 45 spoils per week completely solo. Starting with Vault of Glass, when you load in, pull out your Sparrow and drive to the right. Find this rock with a small pillar behind it. Wedge your Sparrow in the small gap here. What we are trying to do is squeeze our player between the floor and the rock and have the game push us under. This is done by using the Sparrow dodge ability and getting off around the same time. When doing this, I like to position my crosshair almost at the top of this ledge in front. When you do it right, you will be pushed under the map. Immediately after falling under the map, make your way over to this little rock ledge right in front of you. I recommend bringing a sword to make it easier. When you get to the ledge, your respawn point will be set here. Look across and you will see a small ledge on a stone wall with a stone ceiling above it. Jump over to it and be careful not to hit your head. Turn around and you will see a pillar with a stone base. Jump over to it. Look up and you will see a square structure. The hitbox for this is weird as we are trying to land on a small invisible ledge that protrudes from the wall. You may need a sword for this one. When you are on the invisible ledge, jump out and back in to get on top of the structure. Jump up on top of the stone and you will see the opening of the vault. Jump to it and land on one of the ledges. Jump up and follow my path. We are going in far enough to hit a load that will kill us and spawn us inside this part of the vault. If you do not die to the load, jump off the map and you should spawn inside. When inside, follow the route to the secret chest. You can't go back inside and get the chest at the door because there is an invisible wall. Repeat on all 3 characters for 15 spoils. If you own the Witch Queen expansion, you have access to another chest that gives you spoils. Load up the raid Vow of the Disciple and make your way to the payload section. When you get to the payload section, you have to start it. Either kill the ogres to avoid the pervading darkness or ignore them altogether. For this example, I ended up killing the ogres. When you get to the payload, go forward to this section, there will be a darkness nut. Shoot it. Continue on until you get to this section here with structures. Behind this structure protruding from the ground is the second nut. Finally, make your way to this section. Jump over the structure and turn around. The nut is inside to the left. Shoot it and the door will open. Move on to this building and the chest will be inside in the back. Repeat for all 3 characters. Lastly, we have the Root of Nightmare's second chest. While this could be gotten from the start of the raid, I recommend grabbing a Nezarec checkpoint as the route is much simpler to follow. You can grab one of these from d2checkpoint.com. When you spawn at Nezarec, turn around and move backwards to the raid. When you get all the way to the third encounter, turn around and there will be a small opening. Go through this and follow my route. When you get out of map, climb on top of the cave and make your way towards the right of the building. Jump over to a platform that is sticking out and follow along the structure. When you get all the way around, there is a door. When you go through this door, one of two things will happen. You will either die to the load and spawn at the beginning of the parkour section, or you won't. If you die, you have to make your way through the parkour section, but the darkness boosters will not work. If you survive the load, you need to quickly make your way back outside into the parkour section before the door spawns and locks you in. This is preferred as you just need to move backwards through the parkour. If you spawn at the beginning of the parkour, follow the route I go. You can make it most of the way without a sword, but I recommend having one just in case. When you get to the midway point, shoot the nut to open the door for the secret chest. Make your way to the halfway mark and the door will open. Go up to the door and grab your secret chest. Do this on all 3 characters. Having Spoils of Conquest is useful, and since Bungie seems keen on sprucing up older raid weapons with new perks and crafting options, this is the prime time to be stocking up on them. Having a guaranteed way to get 45 spoils per week solo is great, as you don't need to rely on a raid group to run raids. If you found this video helpful, leave a like and consider checking out some of my other content on the channel. Have a good one.